name up on your logo.
No, you did.
It's PU2ASU2UA.
I kind of abbreviate it myself. It's fine. It's cool.
Twitch, yeah.
Okay, it popped up.
I see we're live. Looks like we're getting some 16% CPU-ish sound battle armor soundproof, so I think we're okay. Hello, Twitch. It's your boy Poo2. It's Monday night, and Monday night is a good time for Dungeons and Dragons. So we are excited to be here at our virtual table with our DM PS Zombie as we start session 2 of the Unbeaten Path campaign. Before we get going, I just want to really tell you all how excited I am on how this campaign's going to go. It's going to be super fun. But then also we've got ways for you to keep up with things that you may have missed. We are now on YouTube. We now have a Discord server. We now have a Facebook page. And you can follow your boy Poo2 as well on Twitter. So I've added all those in Twitch. For a reminder, if you want to track us down on one of those and get a hold of us, hit that follow button also as a reminder if you haven't done so already, and hit up the chat. We'd love to hear from you. So that's kind of my spiel, my shtick. And I'm going to kick it over to our DM to take it from here. PS Zombie, how's it going? You ready to kick this show on the road?
Going good. I am ready indeed. I'll probably just try to give, hopefully, a somewhat thorough recap because I know the video on demand didn't quite catch all of what happened last session. But the gist of it is, our players were gathered in the presence of the king to celebrate the completion of a project that they had been working on for months. They were independent agents hired for various reasons to work on a huge project for this king, King Waldorf. And apparently this project has been completed. During the festivities, though, unfortunately, while the king was giving a rather awkward speech reporting on the progress, he was tragically assassinated by a drow assassin in disguise. Upon retaliation and killing the assassin, he transformed into a demonic being of fire called the Undelivered, who then began to rampage to an extent. And that's kind of where we are now.
Am I talking? Is Alibaba talking to this?
Yeah, the last thing that happened was the Undelivered broke away from the sort of melee going around the king's body and approached Alibaba, who he recognized as someone who understood his language of Infernal. And so, should we have the characters just do a brief introduction of themselves?
Yeah, I think we don't know too much about them in general, but I think a brief introduction just so that people know probably good.
Yeah, that sounds good. So yeah, if you want, Poo2, you can start us out. Why not with your character Amubis?
Sure. So I play Amubis Calfin. He is a Grave Domain cleric. He is a Minotaur as well. He's a large frame, bull body. He wears armor and a giant shield. And he's very regal. He's kind of grew up taking care of the church, and specifically those that have lost loved ones, and also is sort of a gravekeeper. So he's kind of got a very kind of dull, measured response to things. And that's a little bit about Amubis. You'll find out more about him soon.
Swell. And then does Alibaba want to talk about himself?
Yes, so this is Climate Change. You're playing Alibaba, who is he's the shady character of the group, the sketchy smuggler type who is warlock, and he is in he's currently talking to this demonic creature because he is also a tiefling, so he has the inherently the ability to talk to infernal beings. That's just the cusp of the depth that is Alibaba. So.
And then Karos.
Yep. I'm playing Charos Fester. I am an artificer, and I am an Avarial. So I'm a winged elf. I have a large suit of brass armor on that covers up my wings as well. But I've got like brass wings on the back. I was hired on by the chief engineer to help with artificery. Feeling a bit underutilized because I was only making small little trinkets and tiny little things that are a bit below my personal level of experimentation. So I was pretty happy to get to hear about what they were all used for. And I'm very interested in what the king has described as the path. I'm currently just worried about the large fireman, but in general, I'm looking forward to finding out more about that. Yeah, just a young-ish, well, for an elf, curious guy who is mostly just interested in finding out new things, making new connections, and pretty much all new things. So yeah, that's me, Karos.
All right, sounds good. Well, we'll go ahead and pick up where we left off then. And there may be more stuff that people who just watched the video on demand didn't quite catch, but hopefully they'll be able to catch up through us playing. So, last thing that happened was from its position on the table, it sped past Amubis, Karos, and the various guards who had been protecting the king, seemingly unable to be stopped. There's something about it where it cannot provoke attacks of opportunity. It is a slippery sort of character. It ran right into Alibaba's face and said in Infernal, "Someone to deliver the message."
So, Alibaba is gonna pretend like he's gonna feign like he's like down on the ground, like he's terrified, just to kind of so people don't think he's just friends with this demonic creature that just assassinated the king. So he kind of like, oh, please do not kill me, please. And he says that in common, but then in Infernal, kind of under his breath, he says, What do you want? What message should I deliver?"
Why don't you go ahead and roll persuasion for convincing people that you're not at
Okay.
league with it, which you are not, so we'll call this persuasion.
Ooh, right in the middle there.
So at this point, it's kind of like at the point where your actions are going to prove you.
Oh no,
That
ain't good.
friend or foe. Yeah, your performance has left it where people are like, let's see what he does, which kind of the only people left paying attention are the guards. The queen has fled with her personal guard, Roebuck, who was one of the more capable looking people around the court. As far as the various nobles and stuff, they are crowding the exits. They are scattering, and nobody's paying a lick of attention to what you're doing. So, those to your actions right now. Yeah, the creature responds to you again in Infernal, saying, This was the wrong place. The message still needs to be delivered.
Oh, don't kill me, please. Oh, what message are you talking? What exactly is the message?
He kind of glances back at the king and says, "Right message, wrong receiver."
How? What do you need me to do exactly? Oh,
A message requires a messenger.
Okay. I can deliver your message.
He kind of glances at the leftover remnants of flesh that are burning off of his now almost entirely demonic body and says, "The messenger is no longer in service. Do you volunteer to take over?"
Why? What would be in it for me exactly?
It holds out its hand and a mote of fire appears in its palm. Power.
Sounds interesting to me.
Sounds
How
like
are
our
we going?
warlock's getting a second patron.
Sounds scary to me.
You know, I've got this lovely little lamp you could hide in, and we could talk about this later.
It looks at your lamp and just says, "Occupied."
All right, so just outside of all this, is this an opportunity for another patron, or is this like I've already got my patron? And this is
It's not an opportunity for a patron. It's an opportunity for it's a job opportunity.
Okay.
For a sort of temporary arrangement.
Like somebody would come up to you in the street and be like,
gotcha.
"Hey, go and kill this dude for me, and I'll give you something for it." Like that seems like the sort of overall gist of.
Well, I can accept this offer from you only if, and I can help you only if you can remove this scrutiny from me in this situation. There's no way I can fulfill what you want me to do if everyone sends me to prison.
He looks back at the crew and then looks back at you and says, "Strike me."
Okay. So he pulls out his dagger and stabs him. Like in the heart.
As the knife goes in, the creature, with its back to everyone else, just looking at you, rolls his eyes as he go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
That's why it's rolling its eyes.
Yeah, it definitely rolls its eyes.
Weak
So
sauce.
I should have done an Eldritch Blast, I guess.
I think it's gonna make a deception check to see if it can feign taking damage from this.
I just like hit
sec.
the air or something.
It's hilarious.
It's only got so many solid bits left. Did we mention for the people watching on Twitch that this is a dude who got turned into a large fire monster,
So
and
I'd like,
gradually burning up his fleshy bits.
I
I'd
might have
like to
mentioned that.
retcon something,
Yes.
know, on this. So I have thaumaturgy as a cantrip,
Yeah.
and so I'd like to make it appear as if like a holy light is coming out of the dagger, like I've got a divine dagger to stab this creature with. So, because I've got this cantrip where Alibaba can kind of manipulate what people see and make it look like other things are happening.
I think that's neat. Why don't you go ahead and roll deception then?
Okay.
Are we
And hopefully
still
you
in
fare
combat
better.
initiative? Are we still in initiative order?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not really sure how to deal with role playing in
Gotcha.
So I'm obviously doing
In a
terrible because I
narrative.
had a terrible lead up to this act here. Just Alibaba stole the amulet right off of the person in front of everybody. He gave a weird toast in front of everybody. He's just not feeling it tonight. So
well, the undelivered is still. He's going to try to put on some pageantry.
Yeah, can the undelivered give him help? Can that be a...
Let's do it like that. He's screaming in agony, like ah! So go ahead and roll again. We'll say it's with advantage.
Like absolute trash. All right, reasonable.
most people
Still below a 10 actual roll, but still.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be good at deception. I'm like proficient in deception.
Yeah, you got a +6 or something.
So the undelivered, he's gonna grab your hand and kind of guide the dagger into himself, like but like in the guise of like trying to hold you back, Yeah. Since you very extremely missed, and his body's gonna be able to start to burn up, and cinders of it go flying in the air as like his body mass decreases. Like he's being burned out. But as he does so, there's fire flowing into your forearm as he seems to be entering you.
Ooh.
Will you attempt to fight this off?
I agreed to it. I think I would let it happen.
All right.
Never tell me the odds.
I love how in character this is for a warlock to just be down for what.
Yeah,
he's
just
absolutely like a little modicum of power. Yes.
Do we notice this happening? Do we notice the fire force going into him?
The creature's back is to you.
Okay.
So you see it disintegrating, but do an insight check.
Okay.
And this will be opposed by the deception check that he made.
Okay. Well,
possibly since it's obscured with disadvantage. Any obscured problems with that?
Let's do. The thing is, his body will be gone at some point. So we'll say, like, over the course of the whole thing, it's just a straight roll.
That makes sense.
No, you do not notice. You saw a flash of holy light, and you saw this creature begin to dissolve. Keeping in mind, you don't know that Alibaba is a warlock. He could very easily be a paladin in your mind.
Something strange here.
This will be a fun way to try to play that off. All right. That sacred flame.
Yeah, so I believe if I've done it right, you should have a handout now that reflects what has happened.
Oh, cool.
La la. Look at this guy with his Roll20 skills.
Very cool.
like a pro.
All right.
Whoa. Well, I'm not going to reveal this to any of you.
As
Come
as is
on.
appropriate.
You should not.
Come
As is
on.
appropriate.
Fine.
But,
then. Keep
yeah,
your
we're gonna-
secrets.
we're gonna end in the initiative order for this. So if y'all have anything you'd like to do, I'll say the guards are going to start to collect the king's body, which is it's not particularly mangled. It has one throat wound, quite a lot of blood, but they're going to begin carrying it off. Trying to sort of fold his arms in a respectful way. And they look very downtrodden.
Alibaba is going to hide the dagger and try to play off like it disintegrated.
All right, then we'll go ahead and do a sleight of hand check.
Roll a sleight of dagger check.
Okay,
Oh my god.
a little sleight of hand check.
I mean, it's no longer on my person. I don't know. Somebody might have saw it.
Well, I'll say the guards were not paying particularly close attention to you. If one of the players feel like they were watching him closely, feel free to do an insight check.
I feel like I wasn't really watching him closely, but I was going to go over and look at where the body disintegrated. Because I'm not much of a medicine man, so I don't really care about the king's corpse other than the fact that it's a king's corpse. But I do have some magical knowledge, so I was going to go and see if I couldn't divine what sort of creature this guy was from any remains or anything like that, or maybe just have a good solid sit down and think if I've ever seen anything like that before.
I want to approach Alibaba and just kind of be like, because I don't know him, but per name, but I approach him and
Ooh, we're losing you.
I basically say, Demon Slayer, he disintegrated. What did you do? You vanquished him.
Well, Anubis, right?
Yes, Anubis
Yeah,
Calvin, and he gives you a
Anubis.
bow.
Pleasure to meet you. I used a dagger passed down to me from my father that was imbued with a one-time use spell of divine smite, and it disintegrated as I stabbed him in the heart. I was lucky to have had it on me.
Divine smite.
And then Alibaba kind of like slumps to the ground, like, oh, so tired.
Anubis is a little sus at this, but just kind of nods and looks more at him and says, "Do you know where this demon came from? Why is he here? Why was he here? This is out of place."
I did not. I am quite confused, just as you are. It's strange how he burst forth from within that person, and I don't know how such a thing could happen.
Yes.
I guess I don't know that.
Is it possible it was related to what the king was saying about this path? If we can get in there, something can come out. Can I roll an Arcana check just to see if I've seen that before? I have a hunch.
Yeah, totally.
I've not, but I'm gonna go ahead and 15.
15. That kind of transformation, especially with the infernal and everything, you definitely get the feeling this is closer to divine magic than it is to arcane magic, and not really something you're particularly familiar with.
Somewhat demonic.
Indeed. As far as your understanding of like how plane traveling might work, it's within the realm of possibility to you that if you could get in somewhere, something could probably get out somewhere. There's not. Basically like if you have the means, you could fathom somebody else having the means.
So, do I have the amulet on me?
Yes, you do.
I think Alibaba would share show the amulet to both of you, just in an attempt to kind of create some goodwill and kind of like, but also not wanting everyone else to see, just trying to show it to these two.
Yeah, that's
Which may
fine.
not
Like I
be
said, there's a
possible.
ton of chaos right now. Paying good attention to you.
So I did pull this off of the body of the king, as you probably saw. I was concerned it might cause more problems, but maybe you can identify what this is. And I showed them the amulet.
Well, funny you should say that, because I will cast the spell Identify.
Terrific. I will say I've not made a stat block for this, though I already planned what it does. I just haven't made a handout for it yet. It is magical, and it's very simple. All it does is make you appear human. When you wear it, you look human.
Oh.
Attunement? Anything like that?
No, you can just place it on.
When I learn this information via demonstration, I'm gonna pop it on my neck.
Not too big of a change for you, just basically unpointies your ears.
Unpointies my ears.
Yeah, he looks
probably-
like perhaps a bit fair for a common human.
Is the wings are still there?
They're a part of
They
the
have a metal
armor,
covering, so
okay.
there's no noticeable elimination of the wings.
Out of the three of us, I'm probably not the most dramatic reveal of this particular item, but it does seem that this is how he was hiding his appearance. Do we know if there ever was a man, actually under there? What was his name? Roy
Balfour.
Roy Balfour.
If you're asking out of character, sorry.
Yes, I was. I mean, it happened like maybe 15 minutes ago in character.
Yeah.
And 2 weeks ago out of character. So
Yeah. Well, I will say that out of character, you do recall that while he was in the process of being killed, the amulet fell off and he appeared to be a drow.
That's right. I remember that now. Is it possible that Roy Balfour has been this other man, this other creature, the entire time, or do we think there's perhaps a Roy Balfour shaped corpse somewhere that he took a place over from?
I see this. I would be able to help in this a little bit, but I did not really interact with Roy very much before this party. It's hard to say if he was the same person that hired me.
You can go ahead and roll an insight, and we'll say that's a retroactive insight, recalling your interactions with him. So I'll say that you cannot pinpoint any particular moment through your. I mean, you were in acquisitions, so you received payment from him, you dropped items off with him, but you certainly didn't spend any time in his presence. But you still cannot point to any moment in your memory where he seemed to change in personality or in intention. As you knew him at this party, sans kingslaying was pretty much how you knew him all along.
I cannot help with this.
Regardless of who we thought that was, it wasn't who came in here today. And I kind of gesture towards where the king used to be. Or where the corpse were and the flaming, smoldering remains of the thing was.
who do we report to? I doubt my chief engineer has much authority on the matter at all, and I mean the queen perhaps, but I doubt she'll be much use currently with her husband having died not but 4 minutes ago.
And it may be a little inappropriate for me to say this, but I am a little concerned I might not get paid for what I have done so far.
Well, we all have put in a rather large amount of work for a man who is now dead, but I'm more concerned about his legacy, his work.
Yes, of course.
Who is in charge of the Path project now? Is there a hole in our reality that we've shoved open with our gifts and trinkets that is now sitting unmanned? I would really much prefer to talk with somebody who had a bit more information than any of the three of us.
That is a good point.
I'm thinking maybe,
Karal, why don't you roll an investigation, just real quick, and then we'll move on.
Insane.
It's not too incredible. I was just going to say from investigating the site where the being died.
I can also.
You were going to do that earlier, right?
Yeah, I have the guidance cantrip, which I was going to cast on my, but I did not mention it. So
I'll let you retroactively add a D4 to that.
13. Still not fantastic.
Well, I'll say because there's like so little left. It seems like the being was mostly fire, some sort of physical manifestation of fire. Not even ash or fuel per se. Besides the body that it was consuming in its transformation. The only thing that seems to have not been consumed by the fire is a buckle from a belt or or armor or something. And it's rather small, probably about an inch across, and it bears the image of a maze.
Interesting.
Is it hot in here to you? It just seems very hot in here to me. And he kind of wipes his brow.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's a little bit hot everywhere I go with this armor on.
Yes, okay.
I'm also used to a much higher altitude. I'm just going to check to see if my little guide... Nope, that doesn't work at all. Okay.
I usually just do it as like a damage, like...
Yeah, that's what I did.
There you go, that'll work.
There we go. Perfect.
But yeah, sorry to interrupt. You were thinking you were going to look around for someone to ask? Is that where that was headed?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of...
Or were you trying to remember yourself?
So the Queen's personal guard is the person I can think of with the most level head on them right now that might know a little bit of something.
Yeah, Roebuck.
Yeah, Roebuck. So I think I'm going to head towards Roebuck, and I'm going to suggest that anybody with specific information come with me. Would you mind coming with me to go see Roebuck, and we can perhaps inform him about what we know of the attack? He left a bit early. I'm sure he'd want to know that the Queen is not in quite as much danger as she was, perhaps.
Yes, of course. Perhaps he can help me with my ledgers, of course. That is a good idea. I mean, we need to get to the bottom of this issue.
And what say you, cleric? Do you have anything going on? Would you follow us and provide some information about whatever this creature was, and perhaps a bit more of a religious viewpoint on it?
He gives a solemn nod and he says, "Of course, and perhaps give the Queen some closure to the sudden death of her husband.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
I kind of
I think we're gonna go try to find Roebuck.
and as
Yeah, so you know the queen. Pardon, what's up? Yeah.
I was just going to do kind of a little pat as I'm following Alibaba out. I'm going to go up near where the king was and died and kind of do like a quick prayer in primordial and then move on. Just kind of like a closure prayer at where he died. I'm going to be like the last one to leave in the room and then follow the other two out.
Yeah, I'll say the guards are still kind of working out the best way to respectfully move the body, but they part and let you do your business before. They're very respectful of clergy, and particularly they've all been informed of your domain and your god, and they have much respect for you. So they step aside and they kind of, some of them bow their heads, some of them take off their helmets. They don't really know exactly what to do religiously, but they be respectful before you pass. But yeah, you all saw Roebuck and the Queen sort of exit to the left of the map there. And so that's where you're going to be heading?
Yeah, that sounds like the plan to me, unless there was some other idea
So
that was.
Yes.
Roebuck's pretty much here. I can
It's
think of.
good to walk the path. Let us go.
So up here to the left, like up this way.
Yeah. So what's up?
That's the direction we need to head
You're
over.
saying something, Uche?
Top left of the map.
It was kind of like near where this
I thought
piano is.
Okay, gotcha.
That was done.
But that's not super essential. Essentially, it leads to a stone hallway, like any you might find in a castle. It heads. There's a very obvious spiral staircase to your right, and then that goes up, and then a standard staircase that goes down into the left. I don't have a map for that per se. But yeah, you're free to go either way.
Do we know much about the layout of the castle?
Not really. It's not super important. Generally, of castles, you would know that
Up is better.
high is where the good people are. Low is where the bad people are.
That is indeed what I had assumed.
Correct. I could have made you roll for that, but I think that's fairly self-explanatory.
Let's head.
I do have a specific background feature where I know stuff about buildings. So
Oh, nice. So yeah, you definitely know that.
for anyone who's a real D&D head,
For engineer background.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can figure out how to change maps. It's my first attempt.
Well
is it
done.
guild member, but we've sort of scrubbed away the magic.
Yeah, we're in a new map, are we?
Yeah. Looking
Cool.
good.
Okay, cool. So you find your way to the Queen's Chambers, and unusually, there's no guard outside. Well, we'll say you're faced with a door, and I'll let you do as you please with that.
Use my big, heavy, armored knuckles to knock.
1d6 thunder damage.
Yeah, blow the door off.
You see a nearly 8-foot tall armored figure open the door. You recognize Roebuck, and upon seeing you, he gestures for you to come in.
Do so.
All right, yeah, you're free to move your characters onto this map if you'd like. The Queen appears to be. She's got the crown in her lap, and she's sitting in front of the fire. Roebuck is meeting you at the door.
How do you do that? I don't know how to do that.
Just drag your name onto.
Yeah, go to the
like
journal.
go to your character sheet and just drag your name onto the map.
This is a pretty cool room.
Yes, her room is full of antiquities, novelties, religious, arcane, historical pieces. And there's no bed in this room. This seems to be like a personal chambers type deal.
More of a
And-
study than a bedroom.
Yes. So
Quite a
Roebuck
skeleton.
lets you in, but he still stands between you and the queen for now. He'll go ahead and take his helmet off, and as he does, you notice that his antlers are not attached to his helmet, but actually growing out of his head. And he is a furbolg. Has very dark hair, kind of cut in sort of a barbarian-y mohawk kind of look. And the antlers just make him all the more tall. He's got his tremendous halberd, which is about as tall as him. It would be completely unwieldy to anyone not his size. But he says, "I'm grateful to you for protecting the queen."
Nice.
I am going to do my retractable helmet thing. I don't think I
Iron
think
Man
I
style.
ever retrieve my helmet. So it goes back down, and I give a deep bow to the queen. Before addressing Roebuck. Yes, of course, it was our duty to do so. We were wondering if perhaps we could talk to you about all of this if the queen is currently indisposed.
The queen is in mourning. I'd be happy to have a conversation. If the queen overhears something worthy of her objection, I'm sure she will join the conversation.
Oh, wonderful. I don't know if you've caught it specifically. My name is Karos Fester. I'm one of the artificers working on the Path project. I suppose I know it to now be. I'll let my companions here, who also helped with defending the queen, introduce themselves as well.
I tell you, it is very hot in here. I am interested in the future. You know, what we just saw was very tragic. But I would like to walk the path, as it were. You know, what is this? What was the king talking about? What is this? You know, what have we created here? And also, will we, still be getting paid for what we have done? I'm just curious.
And he'll respond, "I am familiar with each of you. You were on the guest list and therefore thoroughly researched. It was my understanding that the person who hired you had already paid you. If that was a mistake, we can remedy it. Now's not really the time, though. My name is Roebuck. I am personal guard to the queen. What happened to the king was tragic, but her safety is my priority. As far as your questions regarding the king's project, when the queen herself is ready, she'd be much more apt to answer your questions. I'm concerned only with security."
Are you certain that it is secure? I was worried myself about the security of the project. Do you know if there's the king? I don't remember if he mentioned. Is there's a location where this isn't it? Is that location secure? Do you know?
We have it under 24-hour watch.
Oh well, that
The
does.
nature of its security is questionable due to the uncertain nature of the location itself.
I was going to say it puts my mind at ease to hear that it's under constant watch, but I do accept your unease to share it myself.
You are welcome, by the way, for the vanquishment of the demon. I really, just do these things out of the goodness of my heart because I am a man of honor.
Yeah. Our friend here, he did expend a family heirloom, from what I understand, to extinguish this creature's life. A reasonably powerful artifact that had been passed down. It was tragically lost. So, as you've said, not the time, but I imagine his concern comes from, the level of sentimentality that he felt for
yes,
this object.
my late
My heart goes
father.
out to him. I would hate to lose anything that my family has down.
Alibaba just looks at the ground, downcast.
We will attempt to compensate you for your contribution. It is a relief to hear the beast is dead. He doesn't. He doesn't seem like he's at all interested in
Fair.
paying you back personally. You might have better luck with somebody else in the court. He seems like a very dutiful type.
Can we offer any
As-
closure or counseling to this incident for the Queen or for other people?
The Queen has been silent thus far. I do not know what she needs. At this point, the Queen herself is going to speak up. She actually stands in front of the fire and walks nearer to it, staring into it. And she says, I suspect that you, same as me, believe that creature to have come from the path.
Yes, that was what I had believed my own self. I believe that any hole is two ways. I was wondering if perhaps there was a chance of that, and it sounds as if you've confirmed my fears.
We knew this was a possibility, but I did not suspect it would happen so decisively.
What can
You
be
see, I
done?
could not. What's this?
Sorry, he didn't mean to interrupt the Queen, so he could get silent really quick.
That's fair.
It was unfortunate that we had to rush the project, but we had no choice, sadly. You see, my son is somewhere lost on the path.
Did we know that there was a prince?
You did not.
Not.
He was not off-spoken of.
I'm so sorry, my queen. I had no idea you had a son, that we had a prince, let alone he was in such a unknown and probably dangerous situation. How on earth did he get there?
It was a great tragedy many years ago. The kingdom was under some sort of attack. We believe him to have been sent to another plane. When we heard of the nature of this path, we thought it a way to retrieve him, which is why we invested so much in getting there.
You say he is walking the path. Is this somehow connected to the entrance, this creation that you have made? Is there a way we could also walk the path? Is what I'm getting at. Just wondering. A curiosity of mine.
Yes, there is a way. You see, the path is so much more simple and more complex than any of us knew. You think your materials that you've provided were used for construction of some kind?
That was
They wouldn't.
our understanding. Yes, was that there was to be some sort of grand project. It did seem odd.
There was a project, but your materials were more like fuel for a fire, or meat for a beast. We fed materials to the path and watched it grow. We only needed it to be large enough for us to pass through. You see, this path has a truer name, the Endless Maze. It's a place spawned of the abyss, but its tendrils have reached out so much further. People had made attachments like ours in an effort to gain the riches promised therein, but the one on our plane was long destroyed for fear of what happened today. Other things getting through. We had to risk it, though. I will not abandon my son. And she kind of strokes the ground as she says that.
I have many children, and I feel your pain, your loss. I feel that if my own child had gone onto this path, I would do whatever I could to help them. I would go on this path myself to seek out my child. Do you have someone to do this for you?
We have sent some down the path already, adventurers. They have thus far not been successful. It is a treacherous place.
But
I hear you slayed the beast.
I have slain the beast, yes, and I feel this strange urge to deliver a message to your son who is lost on this path. I cannot help but feel that I should walk this path for you on your behalf, as I would do for one of my own children.
I would be grateful.
I'm not uninterested in seeing this place myself. If it feeds off of unique and interesting items, I mean, I can't imagine what other people have fed into it in the past. Do you know if these items are added directly into the path, or is it sort of a more indirect relationship?
When we first found it, it took many years of research to decide what it might be. But we learned it could be an attachment. We began our plans. As crass as it sounds, we simply threw the materials down the pit. They would disappear, but over time, an archway formed, and a door, and a building. and a keep. As we added more was given until completion, and the hole was sealed. We are now at the point where the people, adventurers like yourselves, can enter this path. It is unfathomably dangerous, and yet I would still ask of you, would you consider going under my employ to seek out my son and deliver this crown to him?
And bring him home?
Yes. This crown, it's sort of an anchor to this side. There are many entrances and exits to the endless maze. We need you to return to this one.
I can do this thing for you only if I can go with the knowledge that all of my children, my many children, will be taken care of in my absence.
I believe that could be arranged. They may even stay here in the castle if you like.
Wow, this is more than I expected. Thank you, Your Majesty.
I feel this place over my time working here has become a home to me, and I would very much like it if I could see this path with my own two eyes. So for those reasons, I will accept. I can see no other choice for me if I'm going to satisfy my curiosity about this place.
Amoobus
friend here.
He's been quietly trying to calm himself down because his eye twitched a little bit when the queen was saying they just threw stuff randomly down a pit. He's like, I spent hours blessing that stuff. He's just kind of twitching a little bit. My queen, do you require anything of us besides the path? Do you require any counseling or anything immediate beyond this mission?
I will have to deal with the tragedy of my husband's death myself. But this tragedy would be much worse to bear if I knew that no one was seeking my son. With no disrespect to your comrades, at this point she's just assuming you're all together because you happen to enter all together. I would hope that you would go most of all. Your god of Tao is a god of mazes. I believe you might have the best chance of traversing this terrain. Many of our contributions were made in his name in the hopes that he would guide us on this path.
We pray that he does. Our God is also very puzzling, much like a maze. We know it can be treacherous just as much as a puzzle for us to figure out. But I will try to bring you closure and your son back, my queen. He just gives you a deep bow. Gives the queen a deep bow.
Thank you. For this task, though my appreciation will be immeasurable, we can start at a reward of 1,000 gold each. But certainly, anything you find in the path you may lay claim to. I'm not even sure if places you visit could be visited again. It's an ever-changing maze, as I understand. There are sparse reports, though.
I imagine what I will take most is an understanding of this place. If it can be harnessed and tamed, I can't imagine the the benefit, the boon it would be to not just this kingdom, but this entire plane. It would help us to contact others and visit them. And if you're right, and it does generate matter, generate things, generate resources, that's incredibly valuable for the future of our of all people.
Yes, we were particularly surprised by your contributions. You have been one of the more able in the construction of magical items. But as we understood it, there is an entrance in the sky. We were surprised that your people had not heard of it.
There's an entrance to the path in the sky.
Yes, it might not be your people directly, but there is one.
I am surprised by that. My people are, I would say, most likely not involved. We're not a creative people. Art and theater, yes, sometimes, but not much is unique for my people. Bit of an anomaly.
Well, this is surprising, but I suspect there could be many avian peoples out there. Just because you're the first we've come across doesn't mean that your people are the contributors. Still, might be worth investigating.
Yes, I would be very surprised, but there's always a possibility. I'll see if I can contact anyone.
Let me ask you this: has anyone returned from the path so far? This is
The
the
only
most
people-
important detail for me to know.
The only people sent there thus far have been adventurers, paid to do a job, and none of them have returned on completion of the job.
I see. That sounds like a very hazardous job then.
It may very well be. I don't want to deceive you.
I have heard that for hazardous jobs there is a bit of additional compensation for such things in some parts of the country. Have you heard of this?
Certainly, and I can offer you many things, but upon your return the prince shall be king, and your reward shall come from him. All the more reason to find him.
Well, let's be about it then. I am not one to waste valuable time. If that is okay with you all.
I see no reason to delay, but to prepare.
Well then, go with my blessing. I will send Roebuck to show you to the path. Your Majesty, I do not wish to leave you. I'll be fine for the time being. We'll post guards. Return to me once you've gotten them there. As you wish, my queen. If you would all come with me. Do you require preparations?
Personally, not much of any preparations. I've been preparing for production of magical items, and that's sort of all the preparation I need.
I'm pretty much always ready to go. I bring my home with me, if you catch my drift.
I suppose I'm ready to depart as well.
Well, then I shall lead you to the path. He takes you out of the Queen's chambers. He leads you down through the castle. And you're free to talk to him along this way if you like. But they actually leave the castle, and it's about half a day's walk away from the castle that he ends up leading you. It's when you see a freestanding building made of shining white marble. It has a large symbol that's the same as the symbol of Uptow, a circular maze, right on the front of it. And it has a rather small door leading into it. Other than that, it's fairly ornate. It's got pillars, but there's no figures depicted on it. It's designs, like swirls, geometric shapes, not of any particular language. It has a kind of natural look to it. And upon reaching the entrance, Roebuck gestures at the door and says, "This is the entrance."
Thank you.
I'm sorry I can go no further. I must return to the Queen.
Yes, that's understandable. About the specifics of the danger, I know, you don't have much of an idea. Anything you could tell us would be of what we'll encounter.
The Queen was being tactful, but in truth, no one who's gone through this door has come out. I have no idea. It's on you if you choose to do this.
Well, I feel fairly confident that if the problem is figuring out some way to activate a portal back, I'll be able to figure it out if there's any way to do it, given enough time. So, if you give me a while, I will certainly see you again. We'll bring back the information and the.
I
I
will
wish
see you
that-
again too, and don't forget, you might want to mention the dagger, the loss of it. I am very shaken up about it to some of the merchants in town, and get some relative order of magnitude kind of payment, to compensate my loss. I am deeply wounded.
Of course.
Anyway, goodbye. I will see you later.
Here. He hands you his halberd, which is about an 8-foot long pole with an axe head on it.
Alibaba tries to hold it up. It kind of falls. He can't really hold it. This will, this is not necessary. Thank you very much. And he kind of tries to give it back, but can't hold it up. It just drops.
Roebuck will pick it up off the ground. You're very generous to do this for free.
What?
I have very little to offer, except for a word of advice. Whatever came through this door, we didn't see it coming. There's something we're missing about how this all works. I hope you can figure it out.
Thank you for that guidance. Nabumus nods.
So
Alright.
who wants to go first?
I suppose I will, out of sheer curiosity. And I'm gonna step through the edifice.
Yes. As you open the door, it seems very densely foggy inside.
That means there's a boss battle at the end.
Yeah, Dark Souls style. No. Um. He before you go through, Roebuck is going to grab Amubus's arm, and he'll whisper to you in kind of a hushed tone. This is all I have to offer. Her hopes are upon you, holy man. I respect your work. Best of luck. And he passes you a ring. It is now in your compendium.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Compendium. But yes, you all pass through this fog, which, as you enter, completely clears up. And you can see clearly that you are inside a large chamber. Yeah, so yeah. Inside this chamber, it's a bit colder than room temperature. It's all made of very smooth stone, as if very finely crafted. The light sources are like the small arcane light sources you produce. They are just glowing rocks, basically, like cut gems. There's all like IKEA-esque furniture, like very formulaic. It all seems like it's been made of kits, like very efficient.
The whole thing's an IKEA. It's all IKEA.
Yeah, that's what the maze is.
IKEA.
It's just an IKEA.
Endless maze.
My God.
My
The
God.
lines. They're eternal.
Is just what the employees call the little arrows that they come out.
Also in this chamber, there are ethereal wisps. There are several of them about. They are vaguely the size of a medium humanoid, but they do not have any distinguishing features to them. They are mostly hovering in their own areas. Some are hovering near chairs, others near small booths. But there doesn't appear to be anything of value. Just like I say, furniture. There might be like pots and stuff, but you don't immediately see anything other than decoration.
Well, this is a little weird. I'm going to step back out.
Do it.
I attempt to step back out of it.
All right. Back through the door you just came?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. Sorry.
Alibaba disappears through the fog.
I'm gonna take a little second to ritually cast detect. Amubus, if you would hold for a moment, I think it's best to get our bearings before we move much further in.
Excellent idea.
So I'm gonna just start that. You can...
It dropped off what spell you were using.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ritually casting detect magic.
Detect magic.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I didn't cast that. I was just looking at it.
I'll say the door at... No, you're good. The door behind you is glowing. And there's almost like a trapdoor up ahead of you that's also glowing.
Oh.
The little moats, they're both with conjuration magic. The little moats are glowing as well. as mildly magical with evocation magic, as would be expected for small glowy boys. But other than that, you're not seeing anything else.
Also, just for flavor, when I use detect
Yeah.
magic, my helmet snaps down and I get like a little heads up display
Yeah, read out.
that points at all the different sources of magic.
Yeah, I'll say the Mozilite, they're glowing red, which is your evocation color. And the two doors are glowing yellow for conjuration.
As well as the wisps.
Yeah, I don't know the logic of this. The wisps they're not magical per se.
Interesting.
Wisps,
I get
they're
that.
pretty dangerous.
They you see the wisps nearest you. A sort of arm forms on them, and they appear to be pointing back at the door you came from.
Oh,
I
whoops.
They're just like a vertical mass with a branch off, pointing back the way you came.
I am growing concerned that Alibaba has turned. I assumed if the door behind us would lead back out, he would sort of pop in and out and say what's going on. I'm wondering if perhaps that door now leads somewhere else. The conjuration magic has perhaps switched the location of the door and it's teleported him somewhere else. I'm concerned. Do you have much more you'd like to do in this room? Otherwise, we should probably. I'm loath to leave the first room that we've just come into so quickly, but certainly Alibaba did.
Oh, no.
We agree to help the queen, so let's press onward. Alibaba may have compromised our current position, so we should keep on.
Yeah, yes, and look for, I don't know, safer ground if to set camp up if camp can even be achieved in this place.
Yes.
All right, so I think we're gonna.
You want to look around?
I think we're gonna, and honestly, like take a little look around, but probably just follow Alibaba because he straight up booked it out. So I'm gonna take a.
All right, so I just want to say what I thought was gonna happen. Okay, I thought I was gonna walk back out, and then I was just gonna be like walking back in, like
Yeah.
Oh no!
because of the magic.
If we're talking out of
Oh no!
But apparently,
Not how
I
this
walked
all works.
right into.
Well, I didn't know how long it was going to take you to try to go back out the door you came in.
And the answer was
Apparently,
immediately,
instantly.
Immediately.
It's great. It's terrific.
Yeah, that's the sort of puzzle solving music moment. It's like, oh,
I mean, I'm not. Do what you guys would want to do. Don't worry.
No,
about it.
you'll get some
I would-
time in the next location on your own. Don't worry.
I would want to be together with the people I've been with. I'm, in my mind, if we delay for long enough, like the doors shift around on a timer or something like that. Maybe there's some mechanic there.
Well, why don't we do a perception check? Just have a glance around.
Yeah, literal glance. What? Natty one.
You're too distracted. Focusing on anything in particular. You're pretty antsy to get out of here.
Right on.
Anything for you, Amubis? And you, Amubis, you just kind of don't really care about this room. You're confident enough to say nothing that you need is in this room, so you're ready to move on too.
Okay.
Well, then we head out. Yeah.
Press on.
You're gonna head out the way you came?
Sounds correct.
Alrighty. Well, yeah. On this new map, y'all are gonna appear at the bottom of it. As you enter a
Dang.
somewhat dank forest. Dank. No, it's it is daytime, but there's such dense tree cover that yeah, just Alibaba for now because we're gonna give him a little time on his own
Okay.
to reflect the RP decision. I mean, you can be on the screen if you want, but we're gonna give him time on his own.
No, he needs to own up to this.
Yeah, he's gonna have 20 minutes by himself.
All right.
No,
Here comes the
Go
monologue.
ahead and roll perception. Let's do it that way. As you find yourself in a completely different spot than you previously were. As you entered, it was a craggy, sort of rocky. Woof.
Oh my. What is
area.
happening? Who am I?
You're definitely in a forest.
Rolling so bad.
What is? What? How do I breathe? I can't.
It appears to be daytime, but there's a definite greenish tint to the light in here. And most notably to you, there appears to be some form of path beneath your feet.
I feel this path is important because it is here and I am here, but I just walked through a door and I was just going to check back with Robot for a second and now I am here and I am alone. Okay. That is not good. I think he would, with that awful perception roll, he would probably so I can't remember if we decided on an ink stopper or a lantern. What was the
It's whatever you want. I don't mind
great.
deciding now.
I think he would probably take out like a silver flask almost with a little stopper on top, and he would pop it off, and he's going to kind of in fear because he's alone in this. He's teleported into this strange place. Just in the middle of the path, he's going to put this flask down, and then he's going to cast Bottled Respite.
Nice.
Mm.
So he kind of vanishes, if there was anyone there to see, in a puff of flame, and disappears into the interior of this flask, silver flask that's sitting in the path.
All right. Well, as you enter your flask, you've known your patron to alter the interior of your flask, still within the dimensions of what's in the mechanic.
Yeah.
But he does like to switch it up every now and then. And as you enter, you see a very foreign scene to you. It's a very sterile kind of environment. The floor is like a rug, but it goes all the way to the corners of the room. There are cabinets made of metal that are very strange. They're bright colored, and they're in odd positions of note, despite to use something like normal cabinets. There are very comfy looking couches though, and lovely windows with nice curtains. And you also see your patron there, Jedi. He is a Efreeti, which is a fire genie, basically. He's enormously over-muscled. He's much, much taller than you, very intimidating presence. And right now he is in a 1950s housewife dress. As you enter your flask.
Nice.
Like the Jetsons.
Yeah. And there's you hear a little chime of music. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. And he turns around and says, "You're late. Dinner's cold." And slams down a dish.
Dinner? Okay. That sounds good. I have gotten myself into another predicament.
Well, I'm not going to serve it to you now, am I?
Oh.
You know what? Let me ask you something. Do you know what's worse than eating a meal you never asked for?
Eating 2 meals you never asked for?
Having to share it.
Oh, yeah.
What is this new deal you've made?
Deal? You know,
think I
it's
don't know you?
pretty standard stuff, you know, just deliver a message. It seems pretty easy to me.
I don't like the idea of supporting you while you achieve other beings' ends. It's impolite. I thought I had assurances that you'd pursue your own ends.
Of course. This is just a part of me pursuing my own ends, of course, dear. I'm still figuring it out, you know. I had no idea that this demon would somehow enter my body and change my personality. So
it's changing your personality.
What?
It can only be an improvement.
Yes, maybe so. I assure you, this is a very short deal. It will only go to help both of us, I think. Mm-hmm.
I disagree. Anyways, I have not allowed it in here. And he gestures upward, and you can see like kind of a giant version of the entrance of your flask, and there's a sort of lit flame there at the top. I can protect you while you're in here, but out there's nothing I can do.
You know, I do feel a little less urge to walk the path that in this maze. I feel with him up there, you know, I probably would not have gone into this crazy mission.
Look, walk where you want. Honestly, if you die, it's more convenient for me.
I see. Well, I know we have had our differences in the past, Jin and I, but I really appreciate this partnership. It has been wonderful. And thank you for allowing me to, you know, take a rest in here while I wait for things to work out on the path behind me, you know?
Think nothing of it. I actually had no choice in the matter.
I see. Yes.
You see,
I've heard you say this before, but you know, I know you like me, Jinai, so you know, it's okay.
You see a little kid runs up, and it's a young boy, and he's got flaming hair, but he also has horns. And he goes, "Can I go outside and play?" And Janai says, "Yes, but don't talk to the Hendersons." And he walks out the door, and he goes, They voted Reagan." And he goes, "Listen, if this deal ends up screwing you over, then maybe you'll finally get a taste of your own medicine. You're the most unlucky man in the world, and yet against me, somehow, you win every time. I'll leave you to it. Rest here as long as you need, in that I cannot physically kick you out."
Okay.
And he disappears in a puff of flame.
Oh man, that was great.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, we'll return to I'll let you decide how long you want to stay in there, but we'll return to the other guys.
I kind of
arriving.
imagine they would come out and there would just be a silver flask sitting in the middle of the.
There is just a silver flask, and it's got flames spewing out of the top of it, like almost like a not spewing, but like a butane torch. Like it's got a little constant flame at the top of the flask.
Isn't that literally what the sort of like magic lamp is supposed to do? Like that's what the original lamp was, right? It was filled with like kerosene or whatever, and then they lit the fumes.
Yeah, I think that's how it works. So it's basically like that, but it's a flask instead of a lamp.
All right. Here at the bottom. Started from the bottom.
Now we're here.
Now
so you guys can pop in there at the bottom. Yeah, so you guys are free to roll perception if you would like.
I would like to.
Yes.
Pow.
Nice.
That ain't bad.
Well, I'll just go off that. So as you enter, you pass through this fog, which dissipates behind you, and it now appears to be a cliff face behind you with no apparent entrance. It's more mossy and hilly with dense foliage up near the top. And you do see a path before you. It's not a man-made path, it's more of a trodden path. And on the opposite end, about however many feet that is, 100 or whatever, a very large tree whose roots form a sort of opening.
Well, this seems wrong. I don't quite see how we got here, but I suppose that's magic for you. Would you like to take a look around, investigate a little bit before we go? Also, I would recommend probably not touching that thing until we can decide if it's trapped or not. And I'm pointing at the silver lamp in the middle of the room.
Yes.
I'm curious as to what the borders are.
I'll let you decide, climate change, or whenever you want to come out of that. I think at this point, any amount of time, because they spent some time in the other room, at any point you could pop out when you want. But yes, continue, guys.
You didn't mention what, like, if I look out to the horizon, from the left or the right of the big tree, do I see anything that looks like a border or like something that would stop me?
It's very dense foliage. You can't see beyond that for dense foliage. It doesn't look like a wall or anything, but
it's just that there are enough trees that
it's forest. Yeah, it blocks your view.
Yeah,
and if you look up, it's, I know the map doesn't reflect it exactly, but it's all tree leaves. Like any light coming through is filtered green because there is complete cover here. It's like the forestiest forest you've been in.
Gotcha. Well, I think my detect magic is still up, so I'll probably investigate this lantern.
Yeah, I don't know what that would pop up as.
There's always conjuration for
for like pocket dimensions.
Yeah, I think
it'd probably be conjuration. What would because like Lumon's tiny hut and that kind of stuff, or
it's all
Magnificent Mansion. I'll say conjuration.
Oh, tiny hut's actually evocation because it creates a barrier. But
Oh, interesting. Well, I don't know. I don't know
I
if
think
that would be
magnificent man
appropriate.
is a
Yeah, let's
pop.
look at Magnificent Mansion.
It literally says you
Conjuration. Yeah,
first 2 seconds of the spell. Yeah, that makes
yeah. We'll say conjuration. I think that's not a bad.
right comparison.
Because I don't. Is it actually a different plane? Is that what it says?
Do make a demi-plane climate change.
I mean, plane shift's conjuration, anyways. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It was conjuration. It glows yellow for you.
Cool. DM Scott. Okay, so I'm gonna just sort of get on the ground and in general inspect it, because to me this is the focal point of this room. Is like, oh, interesting. There's one thing. Let me investigate it.
I walk up from
Yeah,
behind. It definitely seems out of place, Karas.
There's only natural things here other than this. I'm worried it will hurt us if we try to touch it, but perhaps this is something we'll need to traverse this forest.
He sighs and he says, I don't suppose this has anything to do with Alibaba, since this was the direction he went.
That's fair. It could be where he's gone, or perhaps it ate him or burned him up, or maybe he just rushed out into the trees. He does seem to act before thinking things entirely through.
Sighs again, very heavily. Yes, he does. Well, let me know what you find. I'm going to scout ahead a little bit. I think Amubis is going to take a couple steps ahead and just kind of like observe the tree line, cautiously making cautious
Dudes, I
moves.
forgot my mic
I was
on
wondering where you were going.
funny.
So as Anubis passes by, I think Alibaba sees a giant hoof go past one of the windows, and he pops out poof, like in a big puff of flame next to the lantern, and just kind of casually bends down and picks up the lantern and stops it back up and puts it in his pack and says, "Hey, where have you been?"
He turns to see Amubis' shield up, like ready to go, like he freaked out. Alibaba, where did you come from?
Like I said before, I bring my home with me wherever I go.
He kind of looks past Alibaba and looks down on the ground, and then looks at Alibaba and then down on the ground. What trickery is
I
this?
suppose I must be honest with you all. And he pulls out the flask and kind of shows it, to both of them. I have a extra dimensional means of housing, as it were.
That's wonderful. You must be an incredibly powerful wizard to be able to conjure something like that. You were inside of that? Uh, Completely forgetting the fact that you can leave this place if it truly is a different plane, and you can go into a different plane from this plane. That certainly bodes well for our ability to get back.
Yes. I don't think it will work that way, but I do appreciate the compliment. I have heard this many times that I am a powerful being, but that is beside the point. I will be sure to, in the future, allow you both to, come into my home and meet my friends and family, of course.
Your family's in there.
Well, sort of.
Oh, well.
Anyway, I don't like talking about my family too much. What is this place we have found ourselves in? Oh, all these trees. Very strange.
Yes, almost as strange as a man coming from a bottle. And I just kind of like start talking, turning back around and looking at the trees.
Amubis, go ahead and do another perception check as you move forward deeper into the area.
Proudly will
Yeah, I think
do
we'll
that.
just probably sort of all walk that direction. In general, keeping roughly.
Oh
Nice.
no!
Man,
You're a very determined man.
All tonight.
You're a very determined man, and you don't pay no mind to what's going on.
The bottle
to
freaked me
anything
out.
but moving forward. Moving forward.
Utter
Moving
ridiculous.
forward.
Utterly ridiculous.
Huff it, guys.
Hoof it.
Feeling bovine.
I'm gonna.
You're also
Pun count
going to
200% multiplier right now.
That's right.
move onward.
We better be moving on.
Moving on.
Okay, so I think we're gonna walk forwards and just generally keep an eye out.
Cool.
I would say.
Yeah, just go ahead and move yourself wherever you go.
So I'm gonna stay behind Alibaba and Anubis, but
All right.
Okay.
Why don't you guys go ahead and give me some perception checks?
Sangucci. Let's
Nice.
see that
Nice.
natural
Dirty
20,
20.
regular 20.
All right, you notice kind of what Anubis didn't. That as you go, some of the foliage is like almost like lining up to see you. Like it's coming to the edge of the path. And bearing witness as you go across. But it's only like after you pass it. So they're kind of ushering the way.
I think this forest might not be quite as lethargic as our forest at home. It seems to be a bit more sentient, perhaps. That nothing seems like it's wishing us any ill will, but
Sentient, as if it's reacting to our presence. And he looks and he kind of eyes.
seems to know we're here.
I'll say once your attention's drawn to it, Anubis, you can see what they're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, but other than that, nothing too special. I'd say now that you're a little bit closer, you can see in the large tree, in addition to just an opening in the roots, there is a rather natural-looking door.
Can I go towards the edge of the path, like towards the grass, and see what happens?
Yeah, like
I take a couple
like
steps.
you want to
off
step on the grass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and move wherever you want to go.
Okay, I step off to the side. I'm a minotaur. I like grass between my hooves.
He just hops the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no fence. It's just like a trodden path. Nothing really happens.
Okay. Then I'm moving.
You're just on some lovely grass.
like
It's a beautiful
to,
forest. It's a very comfortable place.
Right.
It's certainly more comfortable than the place you came from.
I'd like to see what kind of tree this is that is moving.
You as you approach this one, it kind of walks by. Like they definitely want to line the path.
I feel like they want us to stay on the path.
That is quite literally the name of the place. I imagine most things will want us to stay on the path. It seems like Well, perhaps the way that you traverse to not just more the path, but to other dimensions is maybe deviating from the path. I'd like to see more, but my current running theory is possibly that there's a way to either divert the path for your own ways to a different place, or maybe go perpendicular to the path and end up.
Well, I would love to see you do this thing. Would you like to go into the woods?
I'm going to say I'm not going to test this particular theory right now. I think there's a time and a place for it, but we've only got a sample size of 2 for what these rooms look like. The prince could be in the very next room, and I'd be wasting time. I say we continue onward, get a little bit better idea of what we're really dealing with before I try to mess with the order of things.
I look back at you, Karas, and I say, let's not upset the balance of this place. Let's do as we are intended to. It is clear that the trees
does
want us
seem-
to follow. Let's continue to allow that to happen.
It truly does seem to be a place of peace. If the past 2 rooms have shown us anything, I wouldn't mind just a walk. This is fine. It's dangerous only because I'm afraid we might die of old age before we can find a way out of here.
That is the right way to pass.
Yes.
You just kind of forge on.
We should be so lucky to die of old age, I feel. Let us go. Let us continue.
If that does happen, I imagine I would be alone for a rather long time. I live like 1,000 years longer.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Elves just be being old.
Elves, man.
I check out
Yeah,
this door.
I think we.
How old are you, by the way? I cannot tell.
I am 356.
Oh, wow.
Oh, 1 year.
I see.
That puts me, I would say somewhere around the 30s. In I believe tieflings age the same way. Somewhere around 30.
Well, I am. That puts me as squarely as older than you because I am 48 years old.
But you must remember that I have quite literally been alive for 356 years.
As you say.
I saw your mother's mother die.
Sounds like a threat.
This is a great tragedy.
Trying
One
to
of my mothers was most likely a demon, but anyway.
I did not mean literally. I have never met you or your family before.
Well, I would love to go to this fancy tree.
Speaking of family
How old
trees,
are you?
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm at the door.
You're looking at it, Amubis?
Yes. Yep.
Door?
Looking at the door.
Are you just looking at it, or are you having a poke around it?
I'm looking at it right now, waiting for the rest of the party to catch up.
Is there a person in front of this?
Hit me with a perception. There's nobody.
Okay.
That's just the artwork.
Okay,
Sorry.
I got you.
I
just wanted a big tree artwork, and that's what I got.
Some Alice in Wonderland crap going on. All these doors.
Yeah, Amubis, you can do a perception as you look over the door. It's the door. All right. So you see it is an opening in the roots, plenty large enough for medium folk like yourself to go above the door. Well, the door is itself made of root and wood. It does appear to be a functioning door, but not crafted. More, it looks like it was grown into the tree. And above the door are 3 symbols. One symbol, which is larger and in the center, is the symbol of Uptow, a circular labyrinth. Again, made out of roots, but identical to the one you bear on your shield. There is one on the right, which is a square labyrinth. And there is one on the left that is a triangular labyrinth.
Mm.
And they are flanking and smaller than the circular symbol of Uptow.
Okay.
You
Just
you
one
also
door.
hear a rustling behind you, thanks to a very good perception check. As the bushes are no longer lining the path, and they seem to be assembling around you.
Oh,
I gesture back and let my party members know kind of that there's movement behind us.
Seeing now that they're actively moving quite a bit more, I'm gonna hazard hello. We don't mean you any harm.
You receive no response.
maybe we should make like a tree and get out of here.
There for
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Make like a get the fuck out of here.
There's only one door, right? Those 3
Yep.
symbols are all above the same door.
Is the only thing that doesn't look like a tree in this entire area.
Okay.
Or that, I mean, it does look
I
like a
do
tree,
like-
but it doesn't look like
Um,
a natural phenomena.
I do like walking into doors with random symbols over them. Let's do this.
This one is
I'm curious to see if it will even work.
this one is of Uptow. I'm sure it won't lead us astray. I gesture to the one in the middle.
That sounds good. You'll
As long as
you'll
you
be
go first.
All right. I open the door.
Upon touching the door,
Oh.
the bushes attack.
Ah!
We'll roll initiative. And we can continue this next time if people want to get to bed.
Yeah.
But there's an almost whistling like when you blow through grass noise from the bushes, which it becomes very shrill, almost like they're crying out. And you see them on little root feet. You hadn't actively seen them move before, you just noticed that they were assembling, that they kind of waddle over to you.
They're
I would like
They're very
to
cute.
cast comprehend language really
I believe
quick.
they are currently attacking.
Yeah, we'll roll
Okay.
initiative, and you can do that on your
Nah, I
turn.
will not do that. I don't care.
Let me get up the initiative order if I
Actually, I
Can
don't have that spell
remember
anymore.
how.
Never mind.
Yes? Okay. Let me clear it.
Ritual. You'll be able to get it as a ritual at some point.
Yeah.
Assuming we encounter some.
Assuming I don't die.
Is assuming I don't die. 12. Call me
Initiative.
the 12th because I'm the 12th. And I'm in a
All right. All right.
Ooh,
I'm going to
call
do
me
2
4.
rolls for them. We're going to do left shrubs and right shrubs, if that's acceptable to y'all.
It
I
is.
can roll it for each of them, but that would probably be a pain.
That's insanity.
There's one
Even-
there.
some people.
Ooh.
All right. So the
we're real slow.
11 is
pushed.
the left shrubs, and
Amubis, do you just have bonkers initiative? Because that's crazy. +4.
Yeah. It's pretty nice. Except when I
got good
roll
stats.
low. Except when I roll low.
Can you
He's
see
just
them in
ready to
initiative?
run.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just make sure. Yeah, so 11 is the left shrubs, 5 is the right shrubs. As you are assaulted by 20 awakened shrubs.
20 shrubs. All right.
So yes, you get to act before they mobilize per se. But you can tell they're coming to get you.
They begin screaming and pull their legs out of the ground, and I am not on board. So I am going to the spell Thunder Wave.
Sweet.
And I'm going to cast it this way. It is a 15-foot cone. So I think that means it goes from here. Yeah, from here to where was it? My bad. From here, and they have to make
So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are going to do that? Does that sound right?
I think it's 4.
Okay. So I will roll a con save of 4 times for my shrubs.
I can actually 5 do it, so I'm going to 5 do it by.
What's up?
I can actually make 5 do it by moving up here, so I'm going to do that.
Sounds good. I'll do it for 5 then.
Fail. Success. Fail. And have to double check. Don't know my saves on this character that well. So gotta pull up.
So we'll just say I did left to right, top to bottom.
Sounds good. 8 plus 2.
Thunder Wave's a cube, though, isn't it? Not a cone?
Is it a cube? Let me see. Oh, you're right. That's so weird. I guess it doesn't.
I mean, it still hits these 5, yeah?
Yeah. So 15-foot cube means. Oh, I can't. I guess it would be that it is only 4. Oh, it's so weird that it's. I always forget that it's a cube. Oh no, I can because I can make myself the point of origin for it. Yeah, that works.
So are we still hitting
I think I'm still hitting 5.
5? The 5 that are in front of you, not the one that's right next to you, though?
Correct.
Is that accurate?
Yeah,
okay,
I believe
cool.
that's accurate.
All right, so let's roll some damage.
Yes, I will roll my 2d8 damage. 5. It's
right.
2d8 thunder damage.
And then half as much if they.
Only the 2 that got their natural 20s did actually save because I have a save of 14.
Cool.
So 3 of them take the full damage and get knocked 10 feet away.
Cool. I'm just gonna do damage real quick. 2. And then 5. And then 5. They get knocked 10 feet away. Yep. Kaboosh. Kaboosh. Wait, the ones who succeeded don't.
They do.
Kaboosh. Kaboosh. They do get knocked back?
Nope.
Even if they succeeded?
The ones that succeed do not get back.
Okay, cool. All right.
And I'm
anything further?
And then I will have my turn be end.
Sounds good.
Don't have much of a bonus action.
Well, they're gonna swarm as best they're able.
Swarm.
So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Is that right? 5, 10, 15, 20. 10, 15, 20. 10, 15.
Alibaba? Is that you in the shrub?
I know, right? My counting.
It is not me yet. I don't like these shrubs.
Okay. And 4 of them are going to make attacks against you.
Ouch! And by
Yeah.
that I mean
I
good luck.
would reserve your ouches to see what these guys can do.
I mean, they've already rolled 2 natural 20s. I'm not.
I'm going to guess that's all misses.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, let me progress. All right, the other guys, they're going to start swarming too. 5, 10, here. Go here. Go here. The rest are just going to start clustering. And 2 of them are going to make attacks against Amubis, and 2 of them are going to make attacks against Alabama. So these 2 are against Amubis. 19 and 18. Well, now I roll good.
Wow, 19 and 18.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, they both hit. If those 2 were towards me, then yes.
Yes. One does 0 slashing damage.
Nice.
Manages to only hit you with leaves. The other does 3 slashing damage. His leaves just brush you.
I'm suddenly more
Impotently.
hungry.
Okay, and then 2 attacks against Alibaba.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that hit.
Those would have hit.
Now I'm rolling good.
Only-
Another 0. You take 2 slashing damage as they attempt, as best they can, poor little guys, to do some damage to you.
Their souls.
Bless their wee hearts.
Okay.
And then it's Amubis's go.
I'm suddenly very hungry for some plants. He's going to use his shield. He's got this giant shield that he kind of affixes to his horns and uses as a ramming device. He's going to ram the closest shrub.
The one right in front of you, or the one top right?
The one right in front of me.
Cool.
Like right here.
Yeah, 12 will hit.
Sweet.
2 bludgeoning.
Pathetic.
Oh yeah, you just get the +1 strength. As you slam him with your shield, and it crunches up one side of him. Nice. Anything else you're gonna do?
Try to bite a leaf.
Yeah,
Chew on
I'll
it.
say you can take a chunk out of him with that.
Chew in my
You
cud.
chew a little cud.
You like knock a branch down, and then you come up with it in your mouth. You know, kind of like a cool guy, a cool samurai guy. You know, with a sprig in your mouth.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, Alibaba.
Alibaba is you kind of see like sweat beads all over him, and he just starts pacing. He paces like 30 feet, just kind of pacing back and forth in this kind of area, and he's just furious for some. And you can he's gonna end his movement here, and he's gonna say, "It's time to make like a tree and burn." And he's going to cast Burning Hands
Hooray. Burn.
at level 1.
Nice.
Yikes.
In
Okay.
a cone, in this...
Yeah, who are you firing at?
It's a cone, I guess, in this general direction.
Okay. I
20
think
foot.
that'll...
20-foot cone.
Yeah, I think it's a 15
15.
foot cone.
All right.
And so they have to beat 14. What is it? Dex save?
Yep.
Yeah, 14. And they take half damage.
All right, so 1, 2, 3,
7
4,
fire
5,
Anyway.
7. All right, so I'm going to say it's going to hit 7 of them, it looks like to me. So we're gonna do deck saves.
Yep.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow.
Look at these kings. Whoa!
Okay, so wait. 1,
4.
1,
Oh, no.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I only do 6?
Yeah.
7. Alright, so I'm guessing 3 of them succeeded.
It does look like that, yeah. It saves 14. Post.
The fire
Um,
ignites any flammable objects in the area that aren't
They are
being
vulnerable
harmed.
to fire damage, as you can plainly see as they kapoosh into flames. So this kills all of them.
Nice.
Well done.
Let me get my other tool here.
I am so powerful.
Deforestation.
Did I just delete 8? Oh yeah, there was supposed to be
There
one.
was one that was right next to him that he didn't get.
No, I was counting him not getting
Should have said,
this
let's make
one
like
down here.
California.
Oh,
I mean, there was one that was like 20 feet away. Like,
Yeah.
I want to say here. I think he got the one next to him, like if it was a 90 degree. I think that's how it works. Alright. Karos.
cool.
Karos.
Probably. Well, that's actually. Oh, that's right. It's a cube for some reason. Okay. I can hit a lot with a cube. So yeah, I'm gonna actually cast Thunderwave again.
Cool.
And I forgot to mention this like little like they look like radio like on cars how they got that little like springy thing that gets the radio on older cars.
Yeah.
2 of those pop out
Like
of
an antenna.
Yeah. 2 like antenna pop out of my hands and then extend and form the cone. And I use the power of my gauntlets to fire a large blast of I suppose it's noise energy. So
Thunder.
they have to make their con save. Roll.
Alright. You're hitting those 5, 6, 7.
Yes. Or they will take 11.
7 con saves. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Should be good.
So 2 make it. 2 make it. The rest of them take the full brunt.
Alright, so it's 11.
11. Yes. So 5 damage on half.
Alright. Let me. The ones who take the full damage die. Boom. Boom. Dead. 15 makes it, right?
15 will make
So this guy's done. 13 makes it?
13 does not make it. No.
Boom. Boom. So only these 2 make it. And they take 5 damage, right?
Yep.
Cool. Boom. Boom. Alright.
And I'm going to go ahead and move down here.
Okay. It is now the left shrub's turn. They're yet again going to attempt to swarm as best their little hearts can.
Give it a try.
They're going to do 4 attacks. Hopefully we get some more 0 damage rolls in here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Not a 1.
Alright. They fail to rake you. Turns out, like, tree branches and leaves against a full suit of armor just don't do all that great. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah. So that's going to go here. Those ones are going to just keep attacking Amubis. So it's, again, 2 are going to attack Amubis, and 2 are going to attack Alabama. Pew, pew. 2 against Amubis.
Miss.
2 against Alabama.
Oof. bad.
Do I need to do one more? I lost
Four.
count. It's
You
just
do
a
two
wall.
and two. You do get it.
3 and 8, and then 8.
Yeah. Does 15 hit you, Alabama? You might be muted.
He's in his lamp.
20 for feral shrubs. That's right, Jesse.
That's funny. 30 to 50.
The 20 to 30 to 50 feral shrubs. I think it hits him. I can look at his character sheet. I can cheat here.
Can you not hear me? Okay,
Ah.
it hits for sure.
Yeah, we
Sweet.
could not hear you that whole time.
You take a
Two.
tight 2 slashing damage as some of the branches are prickly.
That's by 1,000 cuts.
This is going to be slow.
Amubis, it's your go.
He's gonna try another horn shield attack. He
Horn attack.
takes his giant shield and decorates it on top of his 2 horns and charges and rams into him like a bull ramming. And he charges the one next to him, trying to finish it off.
That'll hit.
Ah, come on! Just dinging little
Another one. That's rough.
little tiny dings.
That sucks. Another bash, another leaf snack as you mash into him. And it's Alababa's turn.
He is going to turn to the tree closest to him that attacked him and cast Eldritch Blast.
Alright.
He
It's
holds
going to be
up
with
a staff.
disadvantage because it's in melee range.
Okay. I guess I need to do that again then.
Yeah, you can just do one more roll, and we'll just take whichever one is lower.
Oof.
So,
8 barely misses.
okay. And in that case, he is going to back up off the path to kind of get away from
Off
these
path?
creatures.
Off the path.
Mhm.
Get out.
Good.
Get out.
They're more like guidelines.
Yes, the shrub attempts to swat at you and is rebuked by a puff of flame that almost catches it as you dash to safety.
Mm.
That was odd.
And then it's your turn again, Ikaros.
Okay. I'm gonna start punching down these shrubs, not wanting to expend too many more feels. I'm gonna make a booming blade attack with my fist. 20
Swell.
seals.
Which one are you aiming at?
Nice.
+7?
Bottom.
God.
Bottom?
I got a magic fist. I'm gonna go for the bottom one. Yeah.
Sure. That'll hit.
6 thunder damage, and it is 3.
And it is dead.
And it is dead in energy.
Your Wiimote falls to the ground and just magnetically pops back into the gauntlet.
It chirps sadly before it does so.
Sure.
All right. Your 3 shrubs will remain where they are and do their darndest.
Come on, hit me. Oop, that'll live.
Ooh.
Hey! Nice. Watch it be a 0. Oh yeah, baby. 5 slashing damage.
5 whole slash.
The big damage.
I'm gonna knock 3 of that off from my temporary HP. Take the other.
Oh, you got temp HP?
Yep. As a bonus action, I can generate temp HP up to my level.
Gotcha.
It's an armor thing.
And presumably, is there a time cap on that? It's just forever.
Nope.
So
I can use it a number of times equal to my proficiency bonus, but just assume that I do it at the start of every very long and short rest. Oh,
Will
I guess only long.
do. Yeah. We'll
After short
assume
rest, I lose.
Yeah, you'll do it at the start of a long rest, and you'll tell me if you do it otherwise.
Cool. Good.
Fair enough. All right.
Yep.
Them Shrubs is done. Content with the job they've done. Absent of of other targets, 3 of them are going to attack Amubis, and 1 will attack Karos as he joins the fray. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No.
I'm assuming 14 does not hit you, Amubis.
No, it does not.
Well, they all miss, and Amubis' turn.
All right, he's going to try Horn Shield one more time.
Can you hear, Craig? We
What?
can't hear ya.
What? I said
Horn
Horn Shield. One
Yeah,
more
that'll
time.
hit.
Okay.
And,
Attacking the same one again?
Yes.
Nice, solid 5 blood.
Nice.
About time.
This guy, he's down to a stump. He is down to a stump.
Eating him out of house and home.
Yeah, if you've eaten all the leaves on him, he's a sad, barren tree. Anything else you're gonna do, Amubis?
No.
All right, Alibaba.
Okay.
You almost got these cats.
First, is there any way to get it through the tree at this point?
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's not really cover here.
All right.
Because I didn't plan for there to be.
Well, he's just pacing over in the corners like a madman. And he lines himself up with these 3 trees here and pulls out his staff and launches an Eldritch Blast, which
Who you
I
aiming
have
at?
2 this top bush. So I have 2 invocations for my Eldritch Blast.
Cool.
I have the Agonizing Blast and the Repelling Blast.
Mm.
Sweet.
So if I do hit, which I think I do, it would send it back 10 feet. And on top of that, because I have a genie patron who is a fire genie, it adds 2 damage, 2 fire
You got
damage.
some power in your corner, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel like there is not a single chance this will not.
Yeah, that's enough to do. It's vulnerable to fire damage, so it takes twice that. But with the 7 force and then 4 fire, it burns up. But you do launch its burning corpse pretty dang far. Just
I was hoping it would hit the next one.
goes down the path. Anything else you'd like to do?
That's it.
It follows the path to the end. Yep. I'm just gonna machine gun fire down. I'm going to attack the one to my right. 9.
9 will hit.
Oh my god. Cool.
It's a bush. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right. So you kind of punch the center of the bush and just blast off all the leaves, and there's just a little naked shrub there. It's a little naked boy.
Mop it up. And I'm going to use my bonus action to do that thing where I temper HP.
All right. Do you get 2 per long rest or 2 per short rest?
2 per long rest.
Just curious.
Indeed.
All right. These 2 on the left, they'll keep quacking away, doing their darndest, doing their holy duty as shrubs.
Does not hit because my shield is Mahika.
All right. 3 to Amubis. 1 to Karos. All right, 1, 2. Does 18 hit Amubis?
Yes.
All right, that'll be the only one that hits. Take a scant 2 slashing damage.
Hearty 2.
Hardy.
And I will say, no, it was not from the one you were hitting. I was like, is he getting his revenge?
Yeah.
No. All right, Anubis, you're up to bat.
Horn shield. Oh,
5's gonna miss, I'm afraid.
Oh, just
These guys have
terrible.
mildly more AC than that. Sorry, mate.
A small amount more.
That's all I can
Sorry,
do.
mate.
Thank you for taking all the damage.
Anything else?
No.
All right, Ali Barber.
I think you know what I'm going to do.
Ali Larder. You gonna do an EB?
Eldritch Blast. Go.
Dritch that Eldritch.
Which one are you aiming at?
The one right below me.
Down there?
Yeah, next to Karos.
All right. Yeah, that'll do it. Kapoosh! This one also burns up at the site of your fire damage.
He kind of like holds the staff
It
up
no
his
like
mouth
fire
and blows the
damage.
smoke off. Like a gun.
No, it no gusto la fire damage. All right. Karos.
Boom. Punch. The one to my right.
That'll hit.
The beat goes on and on and on.
That's quite a lot of thunder damage.
That
Yeah,
is
just-
a reasonable amount of thunder damage.
It blowed up real good.
And end my turn.
Nice.
All right. I accidentally deleted the one that was the initiative, but the one next to you is going to attack you.
He can be a part of right tropes now. He's
Sure.
crossed over. He's
Hey,
changed his
guys.
split.
That's
I'm
a
down
no.
here.
Mubis is going to get 3 more at him as his shrubs keep quacking away.
Nope.
Trying their darndest. Nope. All right, Mubis. Your move.
Move.
Horn
That'll hit.
shield.
Hold shield.
Show.
Schmack.
About time.
You mash this dude in the ground. You use your horn shield as like a shovel to just fling him down.
Fling.
Alibaba. Alistair Baba.
I will burn this last terrible tree.
Burn it down.
A horrible, terrible.
That'll do it. He no like fire damage.
Very effective.
Alright. Karos.
I'm gonna move in between them and
You'll
punch
move.
the one below me.
Above? Cool.
I did
That
say
hits. Oh, you say below?
Yeah.
My bad, I thought you said above.
Well, that one doesn't.
Alright. Yet again, all the leaves blown off, leaving a little stickly boy.
One punch master.
Alright, they're both gonna turn their attention to Karos to try to whack him. A little naked boy.
one of those does indeed hit.
What? Take a big fat 3 slashing damage.
There go my temper HP.
Yu-Gi-Oh noises.
Alright,
Alright, Anubis, you're up.
The life points.
What's up?
Deet.
I said I was also trying to do them, but it's so long I was like, not remember exactly what it is. Higher pitch.
Alright, the one above you is going to do an opportunity attack as you do that. That hits, though. I doubt this little boy's going to be able to do much anything there. Yeah, no, he does terrible. 2 bludgeoning, that's enough. This guy, again, with the scoop and toss.
Teamwork.
And Alistair Baba
I will
is up
finish
to
this.
bat. I will finish what you started. Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll...
Oof.
Feel the
That-
flame.
Cook
That would
it.
hit 2 of them on top of each other.
Cook it.
Wow. That's That's pretty
nuts.
close to max damage there. Yeah, that'll certainly do it.
One
As you
off max
finally clear out all these incredibly dangerous hostile shrubs, intent on murder. Well done, kiddos. Yeah, so now the danger seems to have passed.
So
All that's left is you and a door.
So you said this was a dank forest, right?
Dank, like humid, yeah.
With
Was
this-
my intent.
And we just burned a bunch of shrubs in a dank forest. Okay.
Shrub.
Well, like
Contact high.
humid.
Contact high.
It's
Okay.
humid.
It's
I'll say the only thing that would be the burning hand.
nice.
Yeah.
But I didn't especially think of it at the time, so we'll just say I didn't.
Indeed.
Keep that in mind for the future, though. Just because it didn't this time.
So there may be more.
Are you guys feeling
Yeah.
wrapping it up?
Yeah. I think it's a good idea.
And we'll get back to the mystery of what the store is up to
I think that's a good idea.
in the future. All right,
that was
guys.
fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it wasn't too boring just whopping up on shrubs.
No, that was
it was
fun.
good. It was one of those-
There was. I felt like towards the end, I was like, maybe they were like 5 too many shrubs. If we had just been 15 shrubs.
It was interesting because I was like trying to debate how many spells to use because I obviously only had AoEs there, and I was like, I don't wanna get but I figured 2 was probably enough. So that I had one.
Well, I think the viewers are probably grateful of that because while you could have tremendously easily, but it's also how much shape damage you want to take, you know?
I did save a spell slot too because I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not a
You
bad
never
idea.
know.
Yep, I saved mine as well.
Keep one in the chamber.
Well, thank
Good times.
you,
All
Tia
right,
Zombie, for that. That was a good,
Sure.
good campaign. I've enjoyed that very much so. So we are now into the path. So stay in touch with us, Twitch, for next week. Next Monday night, 8 o'clock Central. We'll be back at it here. Same channel, same time, making our way through the path. So you don't want to miss it. We will be putting today's video up on YouTube. It'll go up around Wednesday, so be on the look for that. Just a reminder that you can find us on all the things. You can find us on a Discord server. You can find us on the YouTube. You can find us on the Facebook. And all those links are in Twitch. And I have them there on the Twitch screen as well, so check us out. If you haven't followed us yet, just a reminder to hit that follow button and hit us up in the chat. We thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. This was a lot of fun. I think we're finally in our groove, which is very fun. Also, Sunday nights, I don't want you to forget that we have our Sunday night Fortnite nights, so you don't want to miss that. And just be on the check during the week. We occasionally have shenanigans going on then. We're always wanting to churn out content, so feel free to check back with us during the week. That's kind of it from me. Anything else from you guys before we sign off?
Nope, feeling good.
Awesome.
Doing good.
Thanks
Thanks.
for watching.
Thanks for watching.
All right, everybody have a good New Year's, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Stay happy, stay healthy. Good night.